Hi guys, my name's Bex and welcome back to my channel, and today I'm bringing to you my September book haul. So guys, it is that time again. It is book haul time, and this month is a little bit bigger than last month. If you did not see last month's book haul, I will leave it up in the corner here, because there was only 2 books to show you. But today I'm gracing your screen with 11 books to show you, and look, I went a little bit overboard. Basically, the month of September, I wasn't feeling the best. So to fix that, I bought books and makeup and clothes. So that's just the way it went. I have no regrets, but I do have a lot of books to show you, so I'm not going to waffle. I'm just going to dive straight into the books, starting with the book that I got from a publisher. So I received Rules for Vanishing by Kate Alice Marshall from Books Australia. So thank you very much, Books Australia, for sending this one to me for an honest review. I have a review up for this one on my blog, which I'll leave linked down below, but you can also hear about it in my wrap-up, which I'll leave up above to check out as well. This book follows a town called Briar Glen, which is basically surrounded by woods, and once a year a path opens and Lucy Gallows beckons. 1 year ago, Sarah's sister Becca disappeared down this path and is now trapped on the road with Lucy, and from here Sarah and her friends are kind of getting back into high school, but nothing's ever been the same. Their friend group hasn't been the same, but then a mysterious message goes out to the school and they go together to find Becca. This story is kind of a mystery horror. It is atmospheric and it is eerie, and it is a fantastic October read, and it was suspenseful. It was really well written, and I really enjoyed it. So this is the first book, and thank you again to Books Australia for sending this one to me. Now moving on to the books that I got in book boxes. Starting with the September Owl Crate, we got 2 books. One of them's only really small, which is this one right here, and this is The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson. So this is kind of a little, I think it's by Penguin and horror, and it's like an October read. It's really creepy. I know nothing about this book. I think the cover's interesting. It's not like the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. 4 seekers have arrived at the rambling old pile known as Hill House. Dr. Montague, who is an occult scholar looking for evidence of a psychic phenomena, Theodora, his lovely light-hearted assistant, Luke, the adventurous future inheritor of the estate, and Eleanor, a friendless, fragile young woman with a dark past. As they begin to cope with chilling and even horrifying occurrences beyond their control or understanding, they cannot possibly know what lies ahead, for Hill House is gathering its power, and soon it would choose one of them to make its own. So a little bit of a children's horror here that they included, which is really cool. I'm unsure if I'll read this one anytime soon, but it sounds like okay. And the official book that we got in the Owl Crate for September was The Bone House by Emily Lloyd Jones. This is an Owl Crate exclusive cover again, and it is going to send off my white balance, but we're just going to deal with it as quickly as possible. This story follows 17-year-old Rin, who only cares about 2 things: her family and her family's graveyard. Now, since Rin lost her parents, her and her siblings have been kind of collecting together as much as possible to keep the graveyard afloat, and they live in this town called Colburn, which used to belong to the Fae. And the thing with being a gravedigger in Colburn is that the dead don't always stay dead. So that's all I'm going to know about this one, and I believe the dead start rising and they're known as bone houses, and it goes from there. I'm really excited to read about this one. I think it sounds really interesting. It's a perfect October read, and the cover is stunning. I don't know if I like this cover, this alternate cover, or the other one, which is I think black here and only with white writing, which is the normal cover, but either way, I'm excited to dive into this one and see what it brings. Moving on to the last book I received in a book box. This is a book that I am currently reading. It is Dark Dawn by J. Kristoff, which is one that will also play up with my white balance, and this is the final book in the Nevernight Chronicles. I love the Nevernight Chronicles. It is about a girl, Mia Corvia, who when she is younger, her father is executed and she is taken away from her mother to survive by herself. She then gets taken in by Mercurio, who is a little bit of an odd man. He basically is an assassin, and she goes to the school for assassins to kind of get vengeance on the people that tore her family apart. So Yeah, really excited to see where this finale goes. It's gonna be a good one. It's bloody and it's gory and it's brutal and the action scenes are always so fantastic. So I can't wait to dive into Dark Dawn and finish this one off really, really soon. I'm actually doing a vlog for this one, which will be up on my channel once I finish reading. I'm about here at the moment and it's just really, really good. Jay is a phenomenal writer and I love his adult series. This is an adult series with a lot of mature themes, so definitely know that going into this, but I'm really, really excited to dive into Dark Dawn. This is my highly anticipated read for this year and I am ready. Speaking of highly anticipated reads, my second most highly anticipated read is Capturing the Devil by Kerri Maniscalco. This is the 4th book in the Stalking Jack the Ripper series and I am so ready to finish this series. This series follows Audrey Rose, who is a girl in the 1880s, and all she wants to do is to be a forensic scientist and work out why people died, and that's her real passion. But in the 1880s, women didn't do that. They were kind of housewives and they cooked and cleaned and looked pretty and went to balls, and Audrey Rose is happier with her head in a corpse, so that's fun. There is Stalking Jack the Ripper, hunting Prince Dracula, escaping from Houdini, and capturing the devil. So really, really excited to see where this one goes. It follows Audrey Rose and Thomas, and they are kind of breaking barriers that what women and men should have been in the 1880s, and I just love that. The next book I want to talk to you about is a graphic novel, and it is Bloom by Kevin Panetta, and this is a book that I read in August, so I'll leave my wrap up above so you can go check it out, and I really, really enjoyed this book. This graphic novel is fantastic. Everything's really, really blue and beautiful, and it follows Ari, who is dying to move to the big city, but his family own a small bakery and they are struggling, so he is helping them out until he can find someone to take his place and he can go follow his dreams. But then Ari meets a boy named Hector, and Hector he's a baker, he loves it, and the story goes from there. I'm not going to spoil it. It's like a romance graphic novel, it's YA, it's fun, it's cute, it's beautiful, but it's got some hard topics in there. I really, really enjoyed it. It was actually a lot bigger than I thought it would be, but I just dove into this one. If you like the story Heartstopper by Alice Oseman, this one might also be for you, so I'd recommend, like, if you liked that one, you might also like this one. And while I finish talking about that graphic novel, I'll show you my other graphic novel I got this month, Harley Quinn Breaking Glass, a graphic novel by Mariko Tamaki. I'm sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly, but this is a story about Harley Quinn, and she has about $5 to her name, and she has had a lot of rough times in her youth. She's 15 in this story, and she is taken in by Gotham's drag queen. And from there, her and her best friend Ivy, they go to Gotham School until that is the drag show where Harley Quinn stays is being gentrified, and she is pissed. And that's where the kind of story takes off from, I believe. It looks really, really cool. The artwork's really nice. And I'm excited to dive in. I love Harley Quinn. I think she's a fantastic character. And the Birds of Prey trailer came out the other day. I really like the look of it, so I'm excited to dive into this one as well. The next book I want to talk to you about is Serpent and Dove by Shelby Mahurin, and this is the Read, Rate, Reviews book pick for October and November. We'll be reading and talking about this one in a live show in late November. I believe it'll be on the 30th, if I'm not incorrect. If you want any details about this one, I will leave a link to our Twitter down below so you can go check it out. Bound as one to love, honor, or burn. 2 years ago, Louise fled her coven and took shelter in the city of Caesarin, forsaking all magic and living off whatever she could steal. There, witches like Lou are hunted. They are feared and they are burned. Sworn to the church as a Chasua, Reed Diggory has lived his life by one principle. Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. His path was never meant to cross with Lou's, but a wicked stunt forces them into an impossible union. Holy matrimony. The war between witches and the church is an ancient one, and Lou's most dangerous enemies bring a fate worse than fire. Unable to ignore the growing feeling, yet powerless to change what she is, a choice must be made, and love makes fools of all of us. Ooh, wow. I didn't know what this story is about, but now I'm really, really excited about it. It's obviously about witches and the church, and I'm really excited to read this one. The synopsis just really drew me in, and this book is absolutely stunning, so I cannot wait to read and talk to you about this one in the Read, Rate, Review book club. So definitely join us if you would like to, and I cannot wait to see what I think of this. Next up on my list to talk to you about is another one about a little bit of a mischievous soul, and that is Loki Loki, Where Mischief Lies by Mackenzie Lee. I'm so excited. I feel like this month I've just bought all the releases that I really wanted and the ones I was highly anticipating all year, so cannot wait to dive into this one as well. And this is about Loki when he was younger, before he was going toe-to-toe with the Avengers. He wants to prove himself as heroic and capable, where others all around him just think all he is a villain. The only person that really understands him is Amora, who is Asgard's kind of sorcerer. Then Loki and Amora somehow cause the destruction of one of Asgard's most prized possessions, and shit hits the fan. Amora is banished to Earth, where her powers will slowly decrease, and Loki starts getting darker and darker, and this is just going to be a really exciting ride. I cannot wait to see like younger Loki, and I think Mackenzie Lee will do a really good job of this character. Loki's character has a lot to offer, so I'm hoping that this book is just phenomenal. The next book I want to talk to you about is The Merciful Crow by Margaret Owen. I saw Madison Mary talk about this one. I think I watched her vlog about it, and it was just fantastic. She just raved about it, so I immediately got on the train and read about it, and I was like, okay, I need a copy myself. I can't remember what the synopsis was, but I believe it's like different casts again, and the lowest caste kind of look after the dead, and I think they are the crows. And Fi is the main character I believe we follow here, and basically they collect the dead, and they are summoned to collect the royal dead. But the crown prince and his bodyguard have kind of faked their own deaths, and she kind of has to make a choice whether she helps the crown prince or turns them in. I don't really know. I felt like I was going really well with that synopsis until a certain point, and then I was like, okay, I don't really know what's going on anymore. But yeah, really excited to read this one. I've heard great things, and I cannot wait to see if it lives up to the hype. And the last book I want to talk to you guys about today is a sequel, and it is Tunnel of Bones by Victoria Schwab. This is the second book following City of Ghosts, and I'm really excited about it. It follows a girl named Cassidy Blake who can kind of reach back the veil and into the ghost world. Her parents are ghost hunters, but they can't actually see ghosts, and it's a kind of a crazy ride. It's like a darker middle grade, but it's really enjoyable, and Cassidy Blake kind of realizes that she has more of a purpose than just being able to see ghosts, and the story goes from there. The first one was set in Edinburgh, and this one's set in Paris, and I cannot wait to see where this one goes. I love a good creepy middle grade, so this will be the perfect read and such a good time around Halloween, even though we do not celebrate it in Australia. And that is it from me today, guys. Those are the many books that I purchased this month, and I know I splurged a little, but shit happens. That is it from me today, guys. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe if you'd like to see more and have not already, and chat to me down in the comments. Let me know what books you bought in the month of September. Let me know if you've read any of the books that I've talked about today. I would love to hear your thoughts down in the comments. I make videos every Monday and Thursday, and I'll see you in a new one. Bye!